game, you can still have like some 16 plays later on to get you back into things. So they're always in with a better shot than they were in game number 1.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think that this Abaddon carry can scale really well as well. Like, he can get to a point where he has, like, every single one of his items across the build makes him feel good. You know, the Radiance into the Blink is very, very strong timing. And then even once you get things like the Manta style, then you get, like, the Basher on top of that. Then you get, like, AC and Abyssal. Like, every single time that you hit another item is going to feel really good for PO. So if he has even a half-decent time on this Abaddon, then Ivy should have a good shot in this game. And they've also got, you know, Cube on something that he's allowed to make a lot of these plays with, right? Like the Clockwork and can always get stuff done. And even Jay and Vincenzo on the Disruptor, like they have this support duo. They can do stuff on the map and make things happen.
This is going to be my 4th time in about 2 weeks seeing this Undying Rubik support duo. Ask me how many times it's won.
How many times is it once now?
None, because it's bad.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I just don't
If you
like
said 1, I probably would have been less surprised than when you said 0. I would have been
absolutely
like,
really? I actually want to go check how many times this duo has been played together and figure out what the win rate is. Like pre-patch, this is actually really funny to me because before this version 7.32E came out, this was like the S tier support duo that you could get for yourself, right? Rubik was phenomenal at the time, and Dying was an amazing 5, one of the better ones in the game, but the tweaking of a couple of numbers have made these heroes in tandem feel somewhat lackluster, but we will see. There's a reason that they're the pros and we're on the mic, and we'll find out if this idea works out for them.
I think, you know, kind of just in contrast to the rest of the support pool, they feel lackluster as well, right? So it's like you're playing into a meta where Disruptor is first phase banned or picked, and he just provides so much more than what, you know, some of these other supports do.
So now we see the laning phase starting off. I'm interested to see how Mobe is going to function in this mid lane. The times that I have seen this particular lane combination of Timber into Pango, it has been Timber favored. You can just play uber aggressive into the Pango's face. So maybe that's the rationale. They're like, if we can just stall out Stoikov from having a good start to the game, then even if our other lanes don't go as well, we still have better potential to rotate in and salvage them later because Stoikov won't be able to do much for his side of the map. But we shall see how things go there. Down bottom, Morphling, just go and be chilled. I don't think they put too much pressure on the Morphling. It's not the easiest lane for him to farm, but I don't think they can kill him either.
Yeah, unless he, you know, kind of greatly misplays and you're not expecting, you know, the club to make massive misplays like that, especially on a hero like his Morphling. He's played a lot in the competitive scene and obviously a lot in pubs as well, being Grandmaster tier. Oh, LeBron. He just lets his career out in no man's land and it just gets gobbled up, so... Well, unfortunate for him, but yeah, I think you're going to be pretty happy for Ancient Tribe to kind of come out pretty even on a lot of these lanes. To me, I really want to see how Stoichkov makes these transitions at level 6. He really, I think he made like 1 or 2 rotations. Oh no, that's first blood.
Nice. Abaddon just gets to get the chase down there. They get a quick kill. And that's a good start to the game for this carry Abaddon. And in the last game, Stoikov made like 2-3 rotations. The first 2 went horribly. The third one, well, the first 2 they found nothing. And then the third one went horribly because they found a little bit more than they bargained for. So hopefully it's just a better game for him all around.
Yeah, hopefully he's just able to get into this game and kind of have some kind of hold on the game because it just really never felt like that Ember Spirit was able to do much in the game. But this time around, it seems like the lanes are going much better. You know, he's even on CS when it comes to up against the Timbersaw, so Mobe's not kind of tearing ahead. All the other side lanes are doing well, except for, you know, kind of the Enigma. He's starting to fall a little bit behind when it comes to the CS, but once he gets more levels in the Eidolons and stuff like that, he should be okay.
Yep. Looks like we'll have a little bit of a farm fest on our hands. Top lane. This is the one side of the map we haven't paid too much attention to outside of the first blood that happened. Alex being a little bit cute, you know, with the Fade Bolt, the Wildwing Ripper pushes him forward. Actually gets glimpsed back for his troubles. He might be in danger here. Requires a telekinesis just to keep everyone alive. Pio could maybe have chased under the tower, given that there was protection with the creep wave being online. But they decide against it. Alex gets to live. And they're actually not really concerned with his life. I think right now the priority for Ivy is just get out of these lanes with decent farm on our cores. Because we can scale really, really well here with the Enigma from the off lane. Abaddon obviously does have a cap beyond which he's not the strongest hero in the map, but if they can get out of these lanes with a lot of decent farm into the mid game, I think they feel pretty happy with themselves.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty okay with how things are going, as long as they can just combine once they hit level 6s, because that's when a lot of their heroes hit their power spikes, right? Like that's when Abaddon feels pretty strong, basically has 2 lives, they'll have Black Hole available, they'll have things like the Rolling Thunder and the Static Storm, so that's what really starts to open up for Ivy. I like that the Mixer is going for the Meteor Hammer. It's a build that I had a little touch on when we talked about the Dragonite in the off lane. You only need to get 2 levels in Dragon Tail for it to be a perfect overlap. So usually you want to try and get some more levels in the Dragon Tail anyways as an off-lane Dragonite, just because that enables you to try and get some more of these kills. So I think once he gets to a strong point, he can really start to abuse some things on the map. If he ever catches out like a Clockwork or a Disruptor, they're basically dead with, you know, even just a +1.
I mean, given how important it's going to be for them to have any kind of lockdown, their draft naturally doesn't have it, so they need to find it in items. And bottom lane, they're looking for the life of Cube. They get the Soul Rip out once they summon the Tombstone from LeBron, but they lack the punch to be able to get this kill. One of the big issues with their draft is going to be damage for quite a while. It takes them a while before they get into a proper damage spot. So they just have to content themselves with the situation as it stands. Top lane, they're trying to get a quick kill onto Mixer. He doesn't have access to the Dragon Tail, but they don't have access to any further stuns or TP cancels outside of the Glimpse. So once Glimpse is used, Mixer just gets out of dodge. He's fine. Just going back to farming, but we're starting to see the gap opening up between himself and the Abaddon, because the Abaddon can start to play more aggressively now that he's gotten level 4 and potentially looking for a 3rd point into the Curse of Avernus.
Yeah, the Abaddon gets very, very scary once he gets more and more levels. So once that starts to build up, that's when it will start to open for the CS charts, and I think that's when you can start to see also the mid lane starting to stretch out a little bit more as well, when Mobe is able to get a lot more of these items and a lot more of these levels. And fortunately for Stoichkov, it seems like 2 games in a row he's getting gapped a little bit in the mid lane, but hopefully he can make some of these rotations here with James Vincenzo making his way to the power room.
Oof. A Timbersaw that gets Arcane Rune. Sounds like fun to play against. So he needs to watch himself for Stoichkov. And he needs to make the calls to his team the moment he sees that Timbersaw goes missing. Because right now, Mobe would love to activate this rune en route to killing one of these core heroes. He should... Most of these Abaddons that we've been seeing don't necessarily go immediately level 6 into the borrow time. So also need to make sure that they keep this hero alive. On the other side of the map, though, Undying does end up dying. Ade just chilling, playing this Enigma, about to pick up a pair of Arcane Boots. Slowly but surely, Ivy just trying to make sure that they can keep their farm up. I mean, right now, it's only really this mid lane that's uber dominant. And even then, the gap isn't nearly as large as it was in game number 1 in favor of the side of Ancient Tribe.
Yeah, and I also think that, you know, the Timbersaw this early on as well, he needs to have a few more items because before he becomes one of those insanely strong kind of heroes. He can dominate people when they come to his lane, but it's about his rotations that aren't going to be as strong.
Stoichkov forced into the Rolling Thunder. Mobe was threatening his life, about to throw in another Chakram. And he was trying to finish off the creep wave at least, or the creep camp rather. Gets neither, so just forced home. This is the nature of when Timbersaw is higher level than you, gets level 6 before you do, you just get bullied. And unfortunately, because he used Rolling Thunder, that means that he can't like immediately go off the back of this TP to try and get a kill somewhere else on the map. So he might have to just come back middle and tank the L a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to make any of these rotations, especially if they don't get any of these power rooms. But it's like bottom lane, they're going to try and kill LeBron again.
Still coming though, Stoichkov showing up. Will they be able to get the kill onto the Undying? Indeed they do. They actually get it as soon as they get off the Swashbuckle. And Low Pleb's in some danger as well. They're thinking about it, but they're realizing without the Rolling Thunder, they don't have the necessary lockdown to make it as easy as it should be. And Ade does not have level 6, so they lack access to the Black Hole. But they're coming back for this one. Invis Rune activated by James Vincenzo. And Stoichkov sticking around, thinking about going back in. The Swashbuckle will be there, connect onto Low Pleb. And they have Rolling Thunder in 8 seconds. They're really thinking about this. LeBron TP's back into this. And it looks like Stoichkov just going to be happy to fully wait around. Will they commit for this? The decision needs to be made, has to be made soon, because Mobo and the boys are heading top. And Stoichkov now going to slowly but surely get off the Swashbuckle. They kill LeBron yet again. So that's an Undying taking a very dishonorable trip back to the fountain. Moby and the gang, all they can do right now is farm these Ancients, get the Timber a little bit bigger. But they might have found the space to keep the push onto the tier 1 tower, so Lil Pleb definitely has to go back into the jungle now.
Yeah, as soon as LeBron goes down, that means that Little Pleb has to vacate the area. These Undyings definitely have been on a bit of a feed train. He's one of those heroes that sometimes you can either just bully people or you get bullied. So you can see now that Cube is doing the bullying on a Little Pleb. He does have a big wand to play around with though, but now with Stoichkov here, this could be a death.
They're gonna try to go for it. Rolling Thunder, oh, doesn't connect. Nice little moves there from Lil Pleb. Also Stoichkov, he was waiting for the pushback to happen on the power cogs, and Cube unfortunately not able to get that to happen. So they have to have another Rolling Thunder, not be used aggressively. Erstwhile in the top lane, they're pushing in onto the tier 1 tower with the Elder Dragon form. Pio is here and Cube shows up as well. They're even bringing in Stoichkov. They clip the glimpse back onto the Timbersaw. Will they be able to find the kill? Static Storm is there from J. Vincento. The damage should be enough. The Curse of Avernus gets laid out and the Timbersaw's life gets taken away. Alright, map plays all across for the side of Ivy. They found 5 kills on the map to Ancient Tribes 0. So despite Stoichkov very rarely having Rolling Thunder, he's still making a lot of decent moves on the map.
Yeah, you can just see what happens when you have these heroes that have a little bit more, kind of aggressive nature about them, right? Just heroes that just can do stuff, and it just makes it so much easier for you to make these rotations. Cube just TP'd towards top. He didn't really have much going on, and then as soon as they get to link up with Jay and Vincenzo, it's a free kill there onto Mobe, so his first death of the series. Still is in a good spot for the Timbersaw. I'm not going to be all too sad about this, but the fact that Ivy have now all 3 of their cores towards the top half of the net worth chart feels good, because Little Pleb is one that's starting to feel the pain a little bit. He's getting close towards that Morphle Mask to just pick up the Possessed Mask. So he will have a little bit of that life that'll try and keep the farm going. But the fact that Mobe isn't kind of like this insanely scary threat on the map just yet just means that Ivy get themselves that little bit of extra time, because the Abaddon as a position 1, he's not going to get scary for like an item or 2. So they need to make sure that they're not losing too much of this space. So Pio, as well as the Enigma, can continue their farm.
Speaking of Ida's Enigma, as he's pressuring down bottom, about to take the tier 1 tower, look at the build that he's going for. So not only is he going to be answering the strength heroes later on with Midnight Pulse, he's building into the the Spirit Vessel. That's going to really be a huge deal against both Timber and the DK, because both these heroes like being tanky, sticking in the middle of the fight. It's much harder to pull off for now. We'll see if he TPs in to join his team, because they're smoking up here. They want to try force a fight. They have an Observer Ward down. Cube thinking about going onto the hook shot onto somebody. They start the fight on the easy target, just looking for this Rubik. And the Grand Magus has stolen a Photic Shield, but should still die. Not dead just yet, though. Still alive at the very end of this. They're forced to go into the hook shot for this, but at the same time, that sets them up for the Rolling Thunder to connect onto the DK. Swashbuckle onto both DK and Timber, but they have enough to bring down this Clockwork, as DK trying to get away from Pio. He's chasing him down. There's going to be the secondary glimpse. It comes in. Mixer, though, gets healed up by LeBron. Tombstone Soul Rip combination. Good enough to keep this DK on. They get rid of the Tombstone first and foremost. Unfortunately, though, this might get the cost onto Pio's life as well, as Mobe has been able to skirt around the edges of the fight, bringing down these heroes one by one. And they run out of juice on the side of Ivy. And they end up losing all 3, only gaining the life of the Rubik at the very end there. This is not what you wanted to see here. Losing your mid and your carry hero in one fight and allowing the enemy mid to clean up both of them is worst case scenario for Ivy right now.
Yeah, Mobe getting 1,000 gold into his pocket after getting that double kill. You lose your Abaddon, you lose your Pangolier, and Ivy. It was a good rotation for them. I think the fact that Alex did have the Aphotic Shield just meant that he was able to live for far too long, right? And your Abaddon really doesn't want to be in fights like that this early on. Doesn't have Radiance online, doesn't have anything. He's basically just an offliner with Phase Boots and a Bracer, right? So if you're making these fights happen before your Abaddon is at that scary point, then it could start to turn sour, and that's exactly what happened just then. And now Mobe almost has does have the Chiron Sarge completed, pardon me, and this is where he becomes a scary hero on the map. They will have the Spirit Vessel completed now, but they need some Spirit Vessel charges before Mobe can start to feel any sort of pressure on this map, because he's just going to walk around, and this is where I'm really looking towards Pio because he needs to have a bit more space. He needs to build towards this Yasha, he needs to build towards this Radiance, and if Mobe is just running at him in the jungle, then where's he really going to farm?
Stoikov, though, can start to make a bit more space on the map. They've just picked up the Diffuser Blade. They have all the ults online, so they might decide to make a go here. They've just received a smoke, and indeed, that's what they do. They pop it immediately. Where can they find space? There's an observer with this catches out Mixer, so they know where this DK is. They might be able to make a good reach for him. Yeah, he's dead. Dead for sure. The question is, do they try and defend him with the rest of the Ancient Tribe? They're coming in right now. He's inside Power Cog with 3 heroes, but there's a Chakram doing so much damage with the Timber Chain in. That's a Clockwork gone to right immediately. Meteor Hammer comes out, stuns onto 2 heroes. They still have the Meme Hammer going though. First Black Hole of the game, committed onto Mobe. Should be good enough to kill him. And that's 2 cores taken. But Stolen Black Hole back onto Pio. Enables a double kill for LeBron. The Tombstone doing so much work in this fight. They just can't reach it in time. They should be able to get this revenge kill onto Undying though. Glimpse back play onto the Rubik. Rubik will try to TP out. Failed and foiled with the Maleficent, keeping him in position. And that's going to be 4 heroes getting taken away. Stoikov with the double. 4 heroes in the bank. Only the Morphling, who was farming on the other side of the map, survives this fight. And although they lose Pio, definitely worthwhile for Stoikov on this Pangolier to get back into this game.
Yeah, big fight there from Ivy. They understood that they've hit a little timing here. They've got the Diffusal Blade, they've got the Spirit Vessel up, and they have all their ultimates, right? And this is exactly what we wanted to see from them. Heroes that just need levels. That's all they need. They just need some things off cooldown, and it's exactly what the Clockwork as well as the Disruptor provide for you. It was a little bit unfortunate that you had 3 melee heroes stuck inside of the cogs, and then Mobe was just able to walk in and absolutely obliterate the Clockwork. But at the end of the day, if you're Clock, you're sitting there, you're going, yeah, this is a good trade for me. We were able to get a lot of gold onto Stoichkov. Pio did go down, though, which is a little annoying. Again, hasn't hit that Radiance timing just yet. Still wants to have a few more minutes of farming time. So if Pio's able to survive in some of those fights, and especially once he gets his Radiance online, he's going to start to skyrocket ahead a little bleb. Alex is caught again.
Alex is going to die here. Spirit Vessel committed onto him, so should die quite quickly. And Cube might end up losing his life. Nice little hook shot to get the distance away from Lil Pleb. Okay. They're playing quite well. They're maintaining the Spirit Vessel charges, which they also got from the top fight. And in the meantime, though, LeBron might be in danger. So might Mixer. Mixer finding himself glimpsed into the middle of this fight as Pio finishing off this Rubik or this Undying. Undying staying alive. Unfortunately, not going to be dead just yet. Finally does end up falling. And Mixer, Ancient Dragon form is finished. And I think his life is going to follow quite soon. Nice Dragon Tail stun to prevent Cube running him down with the Battery Assault. Maleficent though holds him in position. He gets glimpsed back. There's going to be a big swashbuckle. Pio trying to get this chase. They drop down the Static Storm. Pio forced into triggering off the ultimate. He gets lifted back by the Rubik. Will Mobe be able to finish off his life? The Chakram's going to be there. Way for men from Lil Pleb. And that is Pio. He thought the Radiance reveal for this fight was going to net them the victory. It turns out to be the opposite. As he ends up getting jebaited too close, he dies off. And yeah, they get 2 supports out of that, but Pio can't keep dying like this, Fluke.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right, is Pio's the one that's going down. Maybe if you lose the Disruptor, you're okay. Maybe if you lose the Enigma, you're happy, but well, it's working right now, so good. Mobe's caught, though.
I don't know about killing him off just yet, though. Spirit Vessel charge applied on top of him. Immediately gets removed, as this Rubik did manage to steal a Photic Shield. What a spell to give up on the way out for Pio.
There's a lot of really good spells that Alex can steal this game, right? Like, just a lot of the simple, easy ones. I mean, the biggest one is the Photic Shield, because Pio, from what you've seen from a lot of these carrier baddens, he does actually get an early level in Mistcoil, so usually from what we've seen from a lot of the top tier carries, really just kind of going in the stats instead of Mistcoil, because, you know, you really don't want to do the self-damage to yourself, because your health is so important as a carry. But this time around, if you're able to use the Mistcoil to try and keep your Photic Shield out of the Rubik's hands, then yeah, you can get it done. Big kill on the RD bottom though.
Yep. They're going to try to transition that kill into a tier 1 tower. That was indeed a blink reveal for the DK. They should be able to push down the tower without too much difficulty. I don't think Ivy has an interest in trying to defend this. We'll see how much further they want to go though on the side of Ancient Tribe. They could try aggress into the triangle, and Mobe, he's heading in first. They have this Observer Ward getting dewarded. And Ancient Tribe have hit themselves a little power spike here. They feel like they are stronger. And this is pre-Guardian Greaves on the Enigma, so I don't think they want to fight just yet on the side of Ivy.
Especially, as you said, you know, pre-Guardian Greaves for Ivy is not exactly what they want to play around with. They want to try and make sure that they can get to a point where they can try and stay alive through some of the burst damage. I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that PO has died these last couple of times is they might miss the timing between everyone, right? Like, Spirit Vessel plus Guardian Greaves is a very, very strong timing for Arde, but PO's going to be a little bit behind. He only has the Blade of Alacrity coming out to him now. You really want to try and hit that Manta timing once you have a few more of these items for the side of Ivy. You know, you're getting to the point now where you've got a Blink Dagger up on Stoichkov. It's getting close to a Basher, and you still may have a few minutes where you've got all these items, but PO is just not ready just yet. And it's just going to circle back to some of those engagements where PO was getting involved in them and unfortunately being the one that gets taken down.
They are trying to get a reveal on their own new items on the side of Ancient Tribe. We have a Blink Dagger on this Timbersaw, got a full Manta out on this Morphling at the moment. They can't find anything with their smoke though. Playing very wisely on the side of Ivy. And they have a Clockwork to constantly scout out this Roshan pit. So they're not going to get caught like they did in game 1, where Ancient Tribe were free to just roll into the pit, snatch a free Aegis. This time around, they have to fight for it. And this time around, Ivy have a lot better spells to control the Roshan pit with. So unless Ancient Tribe get a pick off, there's no way you go 5v5 into the Roshan pit when the enemy has this Black Hole, they have Static Storm, they have Rolling Thunder. It's just way too good. So they have a little bit of time being bought by the rest of the team for PO to continue to farm up his items. Does have the full Yasha now, so all that remains is to finish the Manta style. Then you might feel strong enough to go pursue a fight.
Yeah. So you can just see now that both teams are kind of understanding the stakes and the kind of state of the game as well. That neither team really feels kind of overconfident. You were touching on it just before that it's a massive amount of team fight coming in from Ivy. Like they just have so many big spells, and right now Ancient Tribe aren't at that point where the Morphling's at the critical mass, but they do have some good strong item timings with their 4 heroes that they want to try and get this fight going, because if you get in the face of Ivy, team fight spells might not be utilized as possible, and that's how they're going to be able to unlock Rotom. Well,
they got into the face of JM Vincento as he dies, does not have access to the buyback, about 60 gold short at this point. Of course, they won't know that, so they're not going to take the risk of playing too aggressively. But they're going to search and sniff here, hoping to maybe force out a buyback or two. Mixer, the first one inside the Roshan pit. It does get scouted now, so they know this is happening. The question is, can they stop it? And they now read that there's no buyback from JM Vincento. They're picking furiously on Ivy. They go in for the smoke play. Can they find the angle for the hook shot? Going in, can we see a Clockwork hero play? No, we will not. Instead, it's going to be this Undying that gives up his life for the cause. Happy to do so, secures an Aegis for the Smurfling. And JM Vincento going to be very unhappy about getting caught off in that situation. There's going to be a Clockwork hook shot though, so they're going to try and get more out of this. Rolling Thunder will be there. There's 2 supports eliminated from play. Will they be able to get a third out of this? Mixer trying to juke and jive in the trees. Vision gets provided, gets glimpsed back as well. He's in the midst of 4 heroes right now. But Morphling going on the backlines, finds Ade, wants to try to bring him down. But the Guardian Greaves get revealed for this fight. Glimpse stolen away by this Morphling form. He gets Black Hole for his efforts though. They won't be able to bring down the Enigma, but it costs the Aegis as this Morphling gets bursted down. The Swashbuckle combo in tandem with some of the damage from Pio. Oh no, speaking of Pio, forced to pop the borrowed time. Will they be able to keep him alive here? Going in with Mobe. He gets glimpsed back though. That actually might have saved his life. He was starting to fall very low on the HP. Cube in the meantime gets blinked upon by Mobe. Hookshot going onto this Pangolier to get him out of dodge. That did cost Black Hole. It cost the Enigma's life. They took away the Aegis. They took away supports. They forced a buyback out of Rubik. All things considered here, Fluke, I think Ivy very happy with how the last 90 seconds went.
Yeah, especially because Little Pleb just was standing there and fighting against Ade and just copped a Black Hole. Like, obviously, you are Black Holing an Aegis, so it's not like you're getting that straight 1-for-1. But the fact that Alex as well as LeBron were already dead, they had just recently killed Mixer as well. So it was just an almost free Black Hole at that point. And Ivy are more than happy with that trade. They get rid of the Aegis. They're able to start to get a few more of these kills. The net worth lead is starting to favor Ancient Tribe though, so they need to make sure that some of these fights are starting to become a little bit more favorable for them. You can see that sometimes they do get a little bit, it's a little hard for them to continue keeping these fights going, right? Because if there ever is a point where, you know, your Enigma gets caught out in the back and they're not 100% on the same page, Ivy can get split apart in these fights, and that's where Morphling, I feel like, really thrives in a lot of these team fights, is when he's able to isolate some of these heroes and get some of these 1v1s going. And Ancient Tribe, that's what they're really going to try and find, right? They're really going to try and find a lot of these spread out chaotic fights, so they're not clumped together for Static Storm, Black Hole, Cogs, Rolling Thunder, all that kind of crazy team fight.
Ancient Tribe are posturing to try and take a fight right now because they've just got the BKB for the Morphling and an Aghanim Scepter for Mobe. So they feel fairly strong. And unfortunately, because they don't have a TP on the Abaddon, he can't instantly join the fight just yet. So they're going to be forced to sack this one on the side of Ivy, despite decent positioning all around this. I suppose if they had Black Hole, they might be a bit more confident in going for that one. But without it, you just have to watch your map shrink a little bit. And like you mentioned, gold is starting to eke slowly but surely in favor of the Ancient Tribe. But more importantly, we're still getting a lot of scaling onto the Morphling and the Timbersaw. And these heroes are getting pretty difficult to deal with. The Abaddon still being held back a little bit by some of those earlier deaths. Has a full Manta style, but just one item away from getting the Blink Dagger. So Ancient Tribe can still play very aggressively into him for now, before he's the one making the forward jumps onto the enemy team.
Yeah, he's also hit that level 15 spiked plus 65 damage talent, so he is going to start hitting very, very hard in a lot of these team fights. So once he starts getting to a point where he can actually stick on top of people with this Blink Dagger, then that's when this Abaddon really starts to turn it up to 11. So PO, he would love to be kind of on even footing with Mobe. He's not that far behind. Like, he's only about 1,000 gold. So, you know, at the end of the day, that probably would just mean that he has his Blink Dagger online now rather than in a minute or two. So it is kind of just a scenario where sometimes you have these carries like the Abaddon, you get a little bit overzealous and you can start to lose some of these timings. They still have insane amounts of team fight, and it's going to be very, very hard for Ancient Tribe to fight them if this game goes uber late. But the way they're tracking right now, it looks like it's going to be a good mid game for Ancient Tribe, especially if they find Stoichkov here.
Stoichkov cannot afford to die. He is building into this Aghanim Scepter, and once he gets there, this is actually such a crazy game for the Ags. The Diffusal Blade, we've already seen its influence against the Timber, against the DK, against the Morphling. And you can guarantee that all of them are affected simultaneously in the fight. It's quite a lot of damage. And the way that we've seen this Morphling itemize, he hasn't gone for that, at least not yet, the out-and-out physical burst damage. So this Rolling Thunder / roll-up combo, once we get the shot Ags as well, feels like it'll be pretty decent for this Pangolier. Stoichkov finally having a game of Dota 2 to play. And we can already see how much easier it seems for Ivy to make moves around the map. But unfortunately, PO not fully keeping up just yet. Did just get Blink Dagger, so this is a new spike for them. Ivy, we'll see if they try to fight off the back of this.
Yeah, I think they definitely should, right? Like they've got a Basher enabled now on the Pangolier. They've got little ways away from either the Blink Dagger or the BKB for Arde, so might be a little bit too long for them to wait for that. But now,
What?
Oh my god, that's just the Aghanim's burst. It's too good.
Oh my god. Double damage Morphling almost kills away JM Vincento. Will he TP out? No way. Alright, last second TP, but man, Aghanim Scepter. How much damage came out there? 1,500 damage in the space of a couple seconds. Stoichkov definitely didn't see that coming, but we see Mobe not done just yet. He catches out to PO Abaddon through the mid lane, who really doesn't want to have to activate borrow time, but doesn't have an option in the matter. If he gets slowed up here, he will be killed. They're forced to pop the drums as well to ensure he can get up on the high ground. Alright, Ancient Tribe. Just playing the map in such a clean fashion right now. And this Morphling getting closer and closer towards the Skadi. So, you know, they were struggling with some damage earlier on when it came to bringing down these tankier heroes. It only gets worse from here as these heroes scale in items as well. And Ivy, have they missed their timing, Fluke? Because it's starting to feel so difficult for them to realistically take some of these engagements.
Yeah, it's really starting to feel like the PO just hasn't been able to take this game by the throat. He's starting to slow down a little bit when it comes to being able to be the threat in the team fight, and that's the thing that you want to have your Abaddon, right? You want them to be the threat in the team fight, and now it's all about Mobe.
Well, Mobe super tanky. Let's see if he can get out of here. They actually do guarantee to catch him on the secondary Timber Chain out. Huge stuns coming in from Stoichkov. And the big thing is they got that kill without having to blow either Static Storm nor the Glimpse or the Black Hole. All of these things still available. Great stuff coming in from the side of Ivy. And the more important thing about that is that PO was involved in that kill. So that allows him to scale towards the Basher as well. Much more impact in the rest of these fights.
Yeah, and the battery is going to be yet another timing that the Abaddon can hit, right? So he may not be kind of the scary hero, but if you catch somebody out like Mobe, who is kind of directly on an iron, and they knew that there was nobody coming to help him because Cube was on the other side, just kind of running around like a little bit of a goober for a little bit, and brought a lot of attention from Ancient Tribe, and he did his job. He forced them. I think it was like a 40-second chase, something like that. I'm pretty sure he also killed a creep wave as well. So he was just doing a really good job to enable them to get that kill onto Mobe. And now Ancient Tribe, they went for a smoke. They didn't get anything out of it. They lost Mobe. And you can just see how tentative this game is for both these two teams, right? Like, get to a point where Pio starts to become scary, and then Mobe is able to take over for him. And then you've got Little Pleb that can take over from that. And then still haven't ran into a big black hole just yet. So even though it's 6k for Ancient Tribe and 5 kills for Ivy, it still does feel like that no matter how deep or long this game's going to go, you can kind of feel like that this game can get determined by one big team fight or another.
Yeah. The one big advantage, though, that they do have on the side of Ancient Tribe is this level advantage. Level 20 on the Timbersaw, so you got tankier at that stage. We're about to hit level 20 on the Morphling as well. So having this waveform, attacking targets, allowing him to do a lot more damage in the interval where they can't really deal with him at all. JM Vincento is having a small ward battle, but needs to be careful though. There's multiple heroes with Blink Dag on the enemy team. And now with Roche being back online, Attack Tribe or Ancient Tribe, they're going to go in for it. Look how quickly the big man dies. Ivy won't be able to respond in time. He's already dead. Oh my god, that was so fast. Alright, please buff Roshan next patch. Jeez.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to die that fast either, right? I was like, okay, Ancient Tribe, they're going to walk in, they're going to trip it, and maybe we might see a response coming in from Ivy. The response has been the 5-man smoke, but haven't been able to fight Roche just yet.
Oh, they found Mobe first. That's going to be Static Storm onto the Simmer, so it doesn't manage to get off the BKB. And here comes Lil Pleb beating down on the Raptor. The Raptor's already gone. Inside the Power Cogs is undying, but he gets pushed out of it. They do finally manage to get the kill onto him. Oh no, not yet. It's taking a little bit too long. Black Hole onto one, gets cancelled out by the DK. They brought down the Pangolier. They brought down the Enigma. Now Pio forced into this borrow time. Can he get himself out of here? They have the Adapter Strike in one. DK stun just came back, but a little bit too late on both. Does manage to get the escape on Abaddon, but 4 heroes do fall. They thought they had the inroad for that fight, seeing the Morphling down bottom, but gotta remember, Morphling has major mobility in this game with the waveform. But crucially, they just don't have the burst damage to kill Timber. That's probably the worst target to go on. Timber with BKB. If they had Ags on Disruptor, perfect catch. Without it, suddenly the team fight looks much harder than it should be.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they knew that the BKB was up for Mobe, because I know he didn't have it the last time they killed him, so maybe just a fresh pickup now for Mobe that really kind of caught them off guard. I think you kind of have to, if you ever catch Mobe like that, and you know that Little Pleb is a little bit further away because they did have a ward in the Radiant jungle, so maybe you just have to black hole him. Maybe you just have to commit the black hole. Just let Pio sit there and kind of just beat away at him and see if he can kill him. But it got to a point where they dropped the static cell and the BKB got popped. Pio's like, I can't kill this Timbersaw anymore. I'm going to have to set my attentions elsewhere. And he put his attention on Alex, got the kill onto Alex, and was able to deal with him. But as soon as you don't deal with the Timbersaw or the Morphling in a fight like that, oh my god, what a TP from Mixer. If you can't deal with the Timbersaw or the Morphling and like Black Hole Static Storm, you just run out of control, and then they just run over the team fight.
Yeah. They're gonna smoke up right now, try and exploit this Illusion Rune being picked up by Low Pleb. Illusion Runes on Morphling, very, very good. And Jan Vincento, looks like you're gonna be the victim, my friend. Blink out onto Alex, there's the waveform. Woo! Well, thanks for playing.
Yep, sometimes you choose to be a position 5 and then you play a game against a Morphling and then you question why you chose to do that in the first place. So. Right now we've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis, full BKB up on the Morphling as well, no black hole for, what is it, 49 seconds. I mean, Ivy, they can try and defend this with some swashbuckles coming in from Stoichkov and maybe a Rolling Thunder, but they're going to lose this tower nonetheless.
Yep. Looks like Pio's decision is going to be to try and force them back by pushing in through bottom. They've only now managed to take away this tier 3 tower. Pio is coming back now though. They have Static Storm available, so potentially thinking of taking a fight. They lose a lane of racks, heads up. Swashbuckle doesn't connect onto any of the targets. And they're going to retreat en masse. There's no angle for them to find a quick glimpse back because of how far away they stayed from the fountain. Gianvincenzo will not have the opportunity. So well played by the Ancient Tribe. Controlling the map very wonderfully. 14k gold lead. A lot of experience in their favor. Now the question is, what's stopping them from making that exact same play again in the next couple of minutes when they have the DK form online? I mean, sure, they'll be losing their Aegis soon, but we're also about to have a butterfly out of the Morphling. Once he gets this butterfly, there's no MKB coming anytime soon on the side of Ivy.
Yeah, and this carrier Baden really doesn't want to build it because he has such this niche items. Oh, he gone for a moonshot on Pio. I don't know if I like this, just because I feel like you kind of just need to constantly lock down the timber. Yes, you do have a boatload of damage now with the moonshot, but you can just see that it gets to a point that if they don't blow somebody up inside of their lockdown, specifically Mobe, they're just going to run out of ways of dealing with him, and he can just walk in with a BKB. And yeah, you can probably chain stun him with Basher if you're lucky, but relying on luck to try and win a game like this is going to be very, very hard. And now with the butterfly being revealed, I feel like Ivy might be unfortunately kissing this second game goodbye.
Well, they're going to try and force this fight here. Smoke up on the 2. Enigma's here as well. Doesn't have his Blink Dagger just yet, but does have Black Hole online. Little Pleb takes out the range Rex. Nice little dodge on the Swashbuckle. They're thinking about going in at the Rolling Thunder here. Who's going to be the primary target? They miss out on both though. Nobody gets stunned up. They will finally catch Mixa. Glimpse back onto Lil Pleb. He will steal their battle form for now. Does have the secondary life and does still have BKB. Pops the BKB now though. They quickly pick off Gianvincenzo, and now there's the Aegis expiring. Can they pursue the further aspect of the fight? Quip almost dies towards the Aghanim Scepter of the Timber, so Swashbuckle's gonna be there. It stuns Lil Pleb. They glimpse him back. Ade has access to the Black Hole. Static Storm that does come out. Not gonna be connecting onto the DK of the Timber because they have BKB to pop. Pio trying to stick onto the Morph. The Morphling getting lower and lower. He's dying. He's losing his life. He waveforms away. They're healing him up right now. Somebody catch the Morphling. The Water Boy is getting out of here. The DK stun out onto this Prangle here. He's gonna end up dying. Pio jumps forward. He catches the Undying, but he's getting chain disabled up right now. Mixa dropped the Meme Hammer onto his head, and now Mobe right on top of him. There's no more borrow time. There's no more assistance from the rest of the team, and the Abaddon dies without buyback. Now they're gonna catch Are. They put him on the hill. He has no more influence in this team fight, and Lil Pleb, who came so close to dying, his team allowed him to get the turnaround, and he finds a triple kill at the end of all of this. And with all of these heroes not having buyback, Fluke, I think this might just be the full game and not just this one team fight.
Yeah, it could be the game, could be the series, could be Ivy looking down the barrel of a 0-2 start of the DPC. They're going to try something here on Little Pleb, but you just don't have any damage on Cube, man. Yeah. Gianvincenzo is dead too.
These supports set you up for the damage. Gianvincenzo, okay, nice little stutter steps there. And they can't get Megas off the back of this, but they just want to win the game. 10 seconds until the Pan goes back, as well as the Enigma, but without Pio being here, Are is just not scared. They've already lost their glyphs, they can't do anything. This game is over. GG, well played comes out. Ivy. Oh, I'm so sad for them.